This video will help you learn how to sign up for a START orientation session at Oregon State University. START registration opens on May 1st at 8 a.m. Pacific Time. You must have paid the $200 advanced tuition deposit, or ATD, prior to being able to register for START, which you can do through the MyOSU website. If you would like to look at the START dates ahead of time to determine a few that will work for your schedule, visit newstudents.oregonstate.edu and hover over the Orientation tab to choose which type of orientation you're attending. Our website also contains many frequently asked questions, a list of costs related to orientation, and more. When START registration opens, you can access it using these steps. First, go to myosu.oregonstate.edu. On this page, you'll put in your own username and password and click Login. Next, you'll click the New Student tab at the top of the page. Now you'll want to choose option number 7, Register for START/Term Orientation. When you've reached the next page, you'll need to click the Sign In button at the very top right corner once more. Now you're ready to choose and register for a START date. Use the Event List feature to choose the month of the session that you're hoping to get into. If you don't see a date on the event list, it means the session has filled and you will need to choose another date. For purposes of this video, we have only shown one date option open. Note that the name of the event lets you know if you're signing up for a first year or a transfer session. First year students are considered anyone who is graduating high school this spring. Transfer students are considered anyone who graduated high school more than a year ago and/or is transferring in 36 plus college credits. Note that for first year sessions, only the first day of the 2-day session is displayed in the header. You will always see the red Restricted tab on the top right of the window, but don't worry, this does not mean you're restricted from registering for START. It simply means you have not finished the registration process. When you've found your preferred START date, click on the header. For this video, we are choosing the first year START session on August 27th and 28th. Clicking on the header will take you to the next page. Make sure you read the instructions on this window thoroughly before progressing. Note that number 2 tells you how to edit or cancel a registration once you're already into a START session. This will be helpful if you need to make updates later on. Remember that you can only make changes up to 1 week prior to your START date. No changes or refunds will be made after that time. Number 2 also tells you to be sure to register for the START program date first before you can add the optional overnight housing accommodation if needed. Number 3 explains your housing options for START. For our first year sessions, since they are 2 days long, we offer the option for students and family members to stay in a residence hall during our START program. The cost is $35 per person per night. If you need to travel in for START the day before a program begins, you can sign up for night before housing. If you only need a place to stay the night in between the 2 START days, you will only sign up for night of housing. Or you can sign up for both if needed. Note that staying on campus is not required. We simply offer it as a convenience for those who need it and would prefer to stay on campus rather than in a local hotel. Number 4 instructs you on how to sign up to receive a disability accommodation at the START program. The link in this paragraph will take you to a different website, so please be sure to register for your START date and any overnight housing if needed before you click this link. This form is for any student or family member attending START who needs a disability-related accommodation to participate in the START program. Now that you've read through these instructions, you're ready to register for the START session date. Scroll down to the first option below, which is the START session date. You'll see that it says in bold, register for this event first, so we will. You'll also notice that the text reminds you that there is a $50 fee per family member who attends START with a student. There is no charge for a student to attend an on-campus session, although there are student fees for attending one of our off-site programs in either California or Hawaii. Click the orange Register button to sign up for this session date. This screen shows you the first date of the START session you have chosen. The number of guests field is for a student to indicate how many family members they are bringing to START, if any. Note that a $50 per family member fee will be billed to the student's account after START. Students can also indicate if they have any dietary restrictions here. If there are none, simply choose No Restrictions. You can leave the registration comments field blank. If you do choose to sign up a guest or a family member, it will automatically request guest information. Please note that this is optional and you do not have to provide any information for your guests. If your guest has a dietary restriction that they would like to note, you may do so, but please know that the system will require you to add in a first and a last name for the guest. You can put in their real name, or you can just type letters into the field. Again, we do not need any specific guest information. Finally, click Register at the bottom right of this window, and you are into the session. You'll know you're officially registered when you see the green flag at the top right of the screen, and the session date appear in the right-hand sidebar of your screen. For a first-year START program, if you need overnight housing accommodations, you can add this in now that you've registered for the session date. Scroll down and determine which dates you need housing. The text will tell you which night you are signing up for housing. So in this case, you would be signing up for August 26th, the night before START begins. Please note again that there is a $35 per person per night fee to stay in our residence halls. Click the orange Register button to sign up for housing. In the next window, you can indicate if any guests are staying along with a student. If only the student needs overnight housing, leave the number of guests at 0. Click Register at the bottom to sign up. Again, you will see a green flag, and you'll see the overnight housing appear in the right-hand sidebar. We'll go ahead and scroll down to register this student for overnight housing during the START session as well. And now we are complete. You've registered both for the START date and for overnight housing at the session. If you need disability accommodations, you may now scroll back up and click on the link that will take you to another website for the form. Within 24 hours after registering for a START session, you will receive an automated confirmation email and a parking pass. The email will be sent to the email you applied to the university with, as well as your own email. Please allow 24 full hours for the email to be sent, and don't forget to check your junk mail just in case. If you need to make changes to your START registration at a later time, you can go back to the MyOSU website and access the START registration system in the same way. You will see on the events list the session that you have registered for, and if you click the header to get to the next page, now you will see 3 dots next to the Registered button. Click these dots, and you can choose to either edit or cancel your START reservation. If you are canceling a START date, please remember to also scroll down and cancel any accompanying overnight housing accommodations if you signed up for any. Remember, you can only make changes or cancellations up to 1 week prior to your START session date. If you have any questions about START registration, please visit our FAQ page on our website. If you are still having challenges with the system, you may call our office during business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Time, at 541-737-7627. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you at START.